program. Forest City, Iowa's favorite son, the one and only Ian Beckles. What's going? Oh, is that a fresh lid?
Nah, I've had this for a while.
That looks good, man.
I got a lot of joints you haven't seen yet, though.
Yeah, you got that right, buddy. I mean, let's start off with how excited you are. The breaking news that just came down. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce engaged. Finally, everybody is so ecstatic about this. I know you are a big Swiftie. You're actually an OG, so you're a Swifter, big time Taylor Swift fan. Just your thoughts on their pending nuptials now that they're engaged.
You got jokes, clearly. I'm hearing it for the first time from you. I've not heard it from anybody else.
Yeah, it just happened. Just happened a couple minutes ago.
Look, and congratulations to Travis Kelce. And I thought it was all a joke to be beginning because I don't know if anybody goes from dating black girls into dating Taylor Swift. I mean, that's a really far jump. Obviously she got the loot, but once you start dabbling in Taylor Swift, you can't dabble out of it. Okay, once you start dating Taylor Swift, you're in it, and obviously he's in it. And congratulations to him. And listen, we couldn't see her anymore on TV. I don't think it's possible. So I don't think it's going to make a big difference.
I watched a little bit of the interview with them on their New Heights podcast, and she was talking about football, and she didn't know. She thought that Josh Allen and Jared Goff played against each other. She thought it was like one-on-one. That's what quarterbacks do. But then she talked about how she's learned about the game and that she knows like about single high safety and cover 2 and cover 3. And it was just cool because as much as we look at it and think like it's such a surface relationship, like she's really put in some effort to like learn football, which I guess all you can really ask, when you have a significant other that knows nothing about the game when you first get into it.
Well, I'm going to be totally honest with you, Jay. My significant other, through my whole career, my wife, my ex-wife now, knew about as much as Taylor Swift did before the tutelage. I'm being serious. Even today, she just doesn't know anything about football, and it's fine. Because I'll be honest with you, when I go home, I don't want to talk about football. I really don't. Yeah. I don't want to hear, why'd you miss that stunt? And what? Nah. I'm going home. I want to chill a little bit, see the kids, get away from it. So if Taylor wants to learn it, that's cool. But once again, I don't get too involved in that crap.
I'm with you. And speaking about getting involved, I know I was just watching one of your excerpts from your In the Trenches podcast about Shilo Sanders. And, I put out and I know you saw it, I put out a reels this morning about the whole Shilo Sanders thing and just so much misinformation. And Beck, I'm seeing things online of like, he's crushing it in camp. He's doing so great. I'm like, he's not even getting a ton of reps. How could you possibly say that? And I just, you throw a punch and people want to blame Todd Bowles. Like, I just don't. The whole narrative is all screwed up. And that's what happens in sports sometimes is, you get a kid with a name and you can't be honest about it, man. There's people that are going to defend him to the death. There's people that are going to bash him to the death. I mean, it was just a weird kind of situation, wasn't it?
Well, if I asked you, Jay, could you name me 2 players in the NFL more polarizing than Deion Sanders? Who would you say?
Yeah, I know.
It's about their names, dude. Yeah. Shedeur Sanders, you know what I heard all camp? Shedeur went 12 for 15 in practice. I'd never heard that before in my life. What the hell? Who cares what they went in practice? So Shilo got probably 50 times more press than he should. And Shedeur got about 1,000 times more press than he actually should. And it's because of their name. And, it's that they had to know going in that this was part of the whole equation.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I heard that he might be looking at CFL now, and that wouldn't surprise me at all. Maybe he gets an opportunity to go up there and do his thing. And, we'll talk about this guy one final time in Desmond Watson. You and I had a pretty spirited conversation about this a couple of weeks ago, but I mentioned to you, Beck, I saw this guy walking around barefoot during one practice 4 weeks ago. Every single time we saw him since then, he's just standing around, not doing anything. Like, this guy didn't even do nothing. It's almost scary to me the more and more we think about it. Like, this dude has serious health issues, and he's not taking advantage of an opportunity just to get better as a human being. he's never going to play in the NFL. If he didn't turn around with the Bucs holding his hand, it's never going to change if he's sitting at home watching TV and bonbons.
Well, are you a Simpson guy, Jay? You watch
Here
The
and there, yeah.
Simpsons?
Here and there.
You remember the episode of The Simpsons when Homer was in the front window eating burgers and everybody was watching him, and it was like, you know, you were like a circus act.
Right.
That's what Desmond Watson was. What, like, if the Bucs didn't pick him up, I don't know if anybody else would have picked him up.
Right.
Like, why? The guy wasn't a good college football player. So what are we doing? We sat there and talked about a guy who was 40 pounds overweight for 4 weeks. And every time I'm like, what are we talking about? So how many words did we waste over a big fat guy who couldn't get down to a certain weight? I mean, how many words? There's so many. We could have been talking about Vita Vea or Kalijah Kancey or somebody else but him. Every day I had to watch him moving garbage cans. And I was like, this is crazy. I mean, Shilo got a whole lot of press, but you talk about getting too much press. That fat son of a gun, who at the end of it just wasted our time.
Yeah, he did.
And Jason Light kind of wasted our time too. I don't know. I have to sit down and say, what were you thinking? Like, what was the mentality? Because at this point, if the second he didn't make the weight, they should have cut him. No way, because Jay, he took up a roster spot.
Yeah, he did.
That means a defensive lineman would have been there taking reps from some of the other guys, but his big fat ass sat in the meeting room and looked at everybody else participating as he's walking around barefoot. Come on, man.
Not good. Not good at all.
Nah.
What did you make of the whole Kyle Trask getting cut and now Teddy Bridgewater being clearly entrenched as QB2, where this was kind of the writing on the wall when they brought Teddy Bridgewater in originally, huh?
Well, I mean, listen, we had to hear Todd Bowles talk about it. It had nothing to do with Kyle Trask. It had everything to do with Kyle Trask. If you had confidence in Trask, you wouldn't have brought Bridgewater here to begin with. Yeah. We knew Teddy Bridgewater was better than Kyle Trask before he got here because of his experience. And you see him out there, he's more comfortable. Why? Because he's seen it before. Kyle Trask hasn't seen shit. Nothing. He hasn't seen anything. And everybody knows if you come to a game and Kyle Trask goes in there as a substitute or a starter, we're going to lose that game. Yeah. So this Buccaneer team is too talented to go into a regular season thinking, well, don't worry about it. Baker's going to go through the whole season because that's not the way football works. And if Baker goes down week 2 and you have to go with Kyle Trask for 10 weeks, you're out of the playoffs. But we have Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know how many games we win, but I got a lot more confidence in Bridgewater than Trask.
What is it like right now on days like this, knowing that the roster's got to get cut down and you're there, at the facility and you're seeing, teammates left and right kind of just saying their goodbyes? Like, how awkward is that? I mean, we see that maybe in times like, obviously what happened like with iHeart and like just, businesses all around the country, but they have the Turk, right? We know how the NFL is, where it's just like this type of, this time of year, this kind of thing happens. What is it like being there and just seeing guys kind of fall off?
Be honest with you, I think everybody knows the writing before it actually happens. Like, I don't remember anybody getting overly shocked to get cut. I really don't. And I really don't remember too many people being overly shocked to make the team. Actually, Mark Royals and Steve Christie, their rookie year, which would have been my rookie year. Ray Perkins, who has a different humor. When you cut a player, you say, bring your playbook.
Yeah.
And then he told Steve Christie and Mark Royals, come and see me and bring your playbook. And they walked in with the playbook, and he says, I just want to tell you guys you made the team. So I guess that was a surprise. But other than that, when guys get cut, it's usually not like just in practice where people are overlapped. They usually get cut and they just disappear and that's it. So it's not that often you lose your brothers. When you're going to get cut, I think you feel like you're going to get cut.
What's that feeling like after the fact, though? Knowing because, like, especially you spent training camp, and it was a lot more obviously intense when you were at training camp, when you had the 2-a-days and the 3-a-days, and you go through, a lot of, tough days, especially here in the Tampa Heat. What is that like after the fact when guys are gone? Like, how long does that last? Obviously, you got to move on because the regular season is right around the corner, but there's got to be a little bit of like, damn, like, was there anybody out there that you remember that got cut that you were like, damn, sucks that guy's gone?
I don't have time for that.
Yeah, you didn't care.
Well, I didn't say I didn't care, But when, I walk up and my locker still says Ian Beckles on the top, all the rest of it really doesn't matter. You
Mhm.
feel bad for people. If you can play football, you'll go play football somewhere else, so you'll still have a job. If you can't play football, go become a UPS driver or something like that. But listen, that's, you can't fake football, so you get what you deserve.
Shout out to our guy Dolan, big UPS driver that's tuning in all the time.
One love.
What's the most important thing that you want to see in Week 1 against the Atlanta Falcons when it comes to the Bucs?
I would like to see them establish the fact that they're a hell of a running football team.
Hmm.
Like last year, they ended up a really good running team, and in an odd way, without the mentality. Okay, they just ran the ball well, but they didn't really pound people. You know what I mean? This year, I think with Chris Godwin being down, obviously with Tristan Wirfs being down, I don't want to see anybody throw the ball 40 times with Heck at left tackle. I don't know what he's going to do. But
Hmm.
if you can run the football from 3.5, 4 yards a carry, that's a son of a bitch to stop. Okay, and that makes everybody around you better. So I want to see them establish themselves as a running football team because that goes forever. Okay, you could throw the ball, but on a good pass rush, like the Kansas City saw in the Super Bowl, you're in trouble. You got to be able to run the football. And on the other end of the spectrum, we have to be able to rush the passer. If we don't rush the passer, it'll be a long, long season.
What is your take on Baker Mayfield now that we're going into year 3? Because I think a lot of times, when you looked at Baker over the years, people were saying, well, he has one good year, but he's never able to follow up with a second one. He was able to do that last year, and build on the performance from his first season with the team. But now it's a year 3. Do you have any reservations about Baker Mayfield? And I'm not talking about him as a leader, but just as his ability as a quarterback to be able to make the necessary plays to get this team to where they want to be, and that's in and winning another Super Bowl.
Nope. I've seen 2 years of it. I'm good. I mean, it's about a progression, all right? Baker Mayfield has progressed himself into uh, a good quarterback that probably won't regress, other than your body giving up on you. But what I've seen in the last 2 years of football, watching every snap Baker Mayfield's taken, is I've seen a good quarterback. There's nothing
Mhm.
else. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I mean, as far as decision making, listen, you guys can bitch and moan about interceptions all you want. Not I. Okay, you got a guy who's going to take some chances. That's the way it goes. If you ask me if you could win a Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield, I said hell yeah, you could. So don't mess with him. As far as being a leader, I've never heard anybody say anything other than he's a fantastic leader, and his competitive nature on the football field. Um, I'm not sure who exceeds it now at the top of my
Mhm.
head. Like just off the top of my head, a quarterback, like who exceeds that? I'm not saying he's the toughest SOB out there, but I can't think of a Buccaneer quarterback who exceeds his effort level on that football field. I mean, it's pretty evident.
Has Baker Mayfield been the guy that has improved the most in your eyes, as far as a guy that you didn't have the highest opinion of and now are kind of like a surefire, like I trust in his ability?
Uh, I when he got here, I hadn't really seen that much Baker Mayfield. I
Yeah.
really hadn't. I don't know
Well,
if
the
anybody.
reason why I ask is because
Mhm.
remember we talked about that, like you were talking about how you didn't think Baker could be a backup in this league. Remember we had that conversation for a while just because of who he was.
Yes.
Does your thought process on that change now, or I mean, it's hard to tell because he's a starter here. It's not a backup. Like, has that changed in your mind? And
No.
like, no, it hasn't changed.
No, because I think starters have a mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's I'm better than you,
Right.
and that's what makes them great. Okay, and that I don't want Baker to change.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't want Baker to be sitting on the bench going, "I'm okay." No. That's not him. I just I saw it in his eyes. He ain't gonna sit on the bench, and the second you let him out there, you're in trouble. Okay, I saw that. Not everybody's able to back up. Okay, that's just the way it is. I wasn't really able to back up. I started for 9 years, and my last year was gonna be with the Jets, and they were talking about me backing up, and I didn't like the sound of it. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't sound right to me, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
So
like that either.
I don't think not and I'm nothing wrong with backing up. Nothing is wrong with backing up, but it's not everybody. I would go crazy backing up. I think Baker Mayfield would go crazy backing up. So I haven't changed my sentiment on him, and I that's not a knock on him. I think that's really a plus because I think he's an SOB who thinks he's better than everybody. I think he thinks he's better than everybody in the league right now, and I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because somebody asked me. I'm like, I said that to people. I said, I don't know how you could be a bench player. I don't know how you can. Because for me, if I looked at it like as a kid growing up and I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to start. I'm going to go play another sport or I'm going to do something else. Like, I am going to be damned if I'm going to be practicing my ass
But
off
that's
and be
tough when
sitting
you
on the
get to the
bench.
NFL, Jay.
No, I know,
not,
but that's different
not the
because you're
same.
making
It's not the
millions.
same. I understand.
But I
when
think
you're
it
at a lower
starts
level.
as a youngster, right? Like, I mean,
Absolutely.
I think there's signs of that when you're a kid. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You kind of cut that off before you know what I mean? At some point, you're like, I'm good on that. Like, I got to look. You know, I went to what was it? Boy Scouts.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my friends over there. Oh yeah, we went to Boy Scouts. We went to the library. They had a thing on bees.
Yeah.
And at 45 minutes, they were like, "All right, we're taking a break." I looked at my mom. I was like, "Can we go?" She's like, "Yep." And that was it.
Yeah.
See, Recher was not built to be a Boy Scout. That was not my thing. I was like, "No, sir. Go to play another sport."
My son quit Boy Scouts and it was one of the best days of my life. He actually, but you know what I hear people say sometimes they're like, "Oh, he was a backup quarterback for all these years. He wasn't that great." Watch your mouth. If
Yeah.
you're a backup quarterback, you're top 64 in the world. Okay,
Right.
so name me a top 64 in the world of anything that you're not fantastic. So that quarterback that you're saying ain't about nothing is probably 50 times better than anybody that ever played at your high school. Probably.
If you could pick right now to go play at any college, what would you pick?
Whew, whoa. This minute, huh?
Yeah, this minute. For any reason. Again, I think about it like because USF plays Boise State Thursday night. And you know, people are like, "Oh, Boise State with the blue turf, that's so awesome." And I'm just like, I don't know if that's the reason why I would play there, but some people might like that kind of thing. You never know. Like, it may intrigue you as a kid, and you may become a Boise State fan. It might make you a fan. But if you had a chance right now to go play college football anywhere, where would you go?
You might be surprised my answer, Jay.
Notre Dame.
Indiana.
No, come on.
Why not?
Anywhere,
Why
go
not?
somewhere. Because that's
Why?
an easy answer.
Well, why not though? I wouldn't have said this 5 years ago.
Oh, all right. Now, okay, outside of Indiana because you went there.
Okay.
Right.
I also have to kind of feel where I would fit in.
Right.
As much as I hate Michigan, I could just see myself wearing Michigan colors.
Really?
I see myself being real nice in that color. I hate Michigan, boy. I hate them, boy. I hate them. But I got kind of a Michigan mentality a little bit.
Okay. I wonder how they're going to be now a couple years after the
I
Harbaugh
hate them.
thing.
I hate Michigan. Oh, God.
And now they got found out. Oh, yeah, they were stealing signs. And, yeah, they're
Come on. Everybody's stealing. Come on.
Bro, they suspended the guy for games 3 and 4 of the season. Not wanting to. Hey, you just take the punishment whenever you want. Is there a bigger joke than the NCAA in sports? Just do whatever they want.
I don't think it's just the NCAA. I think it's a lot of entities that kind of, investigate themselves. I think it's funny.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
You ain't busting yourself out. You know everybody out there cheating. You know that.
Mm-hmm. What's going on with the In the Trenches? What were you talking about this week?
We talked a little bit about Shilo. Talked a little bit about your boyfriend Desmond Watson. And just talked about the season upcoming and what I'd like to see. And I'm getting excited, man, because if Tristan Wirfs isn't that big of a loss, and I'm scared a little bit. I'm a little bit scared. This team has the potential to be really, really good. And you know me, Jay, I don't really do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually put some money the other day on the Bucs, and they're over.
Wow.
Vegas has them at 9.5. They're going to win 10 games this year.
Yeah, no doubt.
Unless some crazy injuries happen, they're going to win 10 games this year for sure.
I'm with you, man. What's going on at the Dignitary Cafe?
Doing our thing, brother. Tom Ponzo, them at the bar right now, pouring them Kava and Kratom, and I'm sipping on a little something myself. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Cool vibes. Cool
4817 Southwest Shore Boulevard. Go check them out every day. Go check out the Dignitary Cafe. No Beckles and Recher tomorrow. I got a funeral celebration of life that I got to go to for the late great Tony Saladino, the great
Tony Saladino.
5 feet tall, man. 5 feet of fury for sure. So
big aura though. Big
aura. I'm thinking about coming up with a new T-shirt design with aura on it. What do you think?
With aura?
Yeah.
For him?
No, just to come up with a shirt.
In general?
Yeah.
Okay. I like to start.
Like the start. See?
Yeah.
I'll talk to you more.
I'll buy an Aura shirt.
I was thinking about getting you a Taylor Swift shirt, but I don't know if they make them in 4X. Ian _Beckles on Instagram. Go check him out. Beck, I appreciate you, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll talk next week.
All right, brother, man. Peace.
One love. The one.